Well, here we are today in the Dougherty kitchen. Dan Dougherty, Don Dougherty, the Professorial. Yeah, we had an initial, upon the initial meeting today, Dad pronounced Chris with PP pants. And that was a kickoff for the weekend. Yeah. So moving backwards here, we have the three docs. Dad, you want to say hi to the?
Yeah, hi. This is an action shot.
Yeah, this is a video clip.
Video. Yeah. Well, it's good to be on video.
Yeah.
This is the first evolution of the Dougherty Reunion 2014, and we're in Doe's kitchen. Good place to be.
Kicking it off.
That's where it should be. And we should establish for the record that Dan is the only Ned Doc representing, so he gets an A+ for effort.
Represent. Whoo. Yeah. So this is actually the real Doeville.
That's right.
The Doeville. Yeah.
Swoop to Doeville.
Dad, do you have any words for the guys, the reunion gathering? Are you the best athlete of the brothers?
There was never any question about that.
About that.
Yeah. So
I got the horse.
Bet the horse. Yeah. My horse Doe. Yeah, as I said I thought Chris was channeling Phil with the pants.
The pea pants.
The pea pants. Maybe he's making a new fashion statement, a trend, establishing a trend.
There was something in there that nobody wanted to play against me in basket.
Oh, okay.
They seemed to think that I played a little dirty.
Oh, sharpen the elbows?
Yeah, oh.
A little grabby.
Hold on to them.
Pull the hairs.
Pull the hairs on my leg.
Yeah. Well, how about that? That was a great story at your birthday party. Your advice to Chris when he was playing somebody from Roman to go down to his last. Who was that? Go down to his last class.
John Griffin.
Sit with him and say, "See how we are here now? That's the way it's going to be all night." That was your advice.
Go to his last class on Friday.
Sit real close to him.
There was not very many guys knew this, but a lot of guys had hair on their legs full.
Huh.
At various times. The ball gets thrown to them and they're not ready yet.
Would that cause a turnover?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Any other tricks that you had?
Yeah, talk to them all.
Trash talk.
Yeah.
Trash talking before trash talking was trash talking.
Yeah.
Talk to him.
Yeah.
Great for that.
Yeah. His tummy. Is that on the shot?
Yeah. Or when it looked like he was going to take a shot. If you get your hand off me, I own you now.
Great stuff.
Yeah,
That's great stuff.
I own you now.
Well, these fellas are heading down the shore. They're going to play some golf today with cousin Kevin. And apparently Kevin forgot to tell the guys to bring sheets
And money.
and pillowcases. And that's kind of classic Kevin style. I think, do we even have an address?
Somewhere on 32nd Street.
Yeah, it's the last house second to the last house on the
This
left.
is all new territory for Kevin. Organizing something.
Yeah.
Is this one house or is there a variety? Was there a complex of houses?
One house that we're renting, and then there's some overflow.
Yeah.
Some overflow. And so, yeah, it is. We have to encourage Kevin and
That's right.
not be critical, which is so easy to do these days. So what do you think, Chief? Any final words?
We can see you tomorrow. You coming down tomorrow?
If the surrounding guys with me here, yes, I'll be there.
Yes. We'll get you up and get you down there. We'll try and get there for the end of breakfast. And then we'll see these guys out to the golf course.
See it up.
Watch them tee off.
1:30.
Nice.
Yeah, which is great. Perfect. I'm glad it's not like a 10:30 tea
It's
time.
gonna be a
Morning swim. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Spend
80.
some time on the beach in the morning.
Yeah.
Shower up and
That sounds good to me.
where is the golf course nearby?
It's on the island, yeah.
Oh, great.
It's 5 minutes from the house.
Oh, okay. Spectacular.
That may be too long. 5 minutes.
Well, I'll bring my trunks, Daniel. Maybe we can,
Yeah.
visit the ocean goddess.
Oh yeah. I'm into it.
The temperature's good, Andy.
Yeah.
It's 70-ish.
Ish. That's a great story. I told Donnie about that, and he laughed.
50-ish.
Yeah. Ish. Do you want to tell Dad that story? That's a good story.
Yeah.
For the record.
Going down to Camp Lejeune. I guess it was 9 years ago now. And one of my buddies was getting a change of command, Bobby the staffman. So it was Ann and I and another couple, Vance Berry and his wife Debbie. So they were in a big fancy Yukon, which I had never been in before, and it had Sirius and XM, and we were enjoying
Tinted windows.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards. So we drive down, go to the ceremony, go to a luncheon, and then we're coming back. And this is North Carolina.
Was it change of command or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said, can I drive your car? I've never driven this kind of vehicle before. Plus, I know all the back roads from Lejeune to get to 95 so we can get back to Richmond.
And Lejeune's in North Carolina?
Yeah, eastern North Carolina. So I'm going through a town, and the speed limit went from 50 to 35, and I kept going 50. So
Classic speed trap.
I get pulled over by a state trooper, and he is really squaring away. His uniform's nice and tight. He's got the hat just right, puts his glasses up. So he says, license, registration, and it's not my car, so I tell the van, can you get the stuff? So he's fishing that out, and I turn my wallet so that the first thing I gave him was my military ID. So he gets my ID and my driver's license, looks at it, then I get the other card, I give it to him. So he takes the military ID and he sticks his head in with the big smoky cap, and he looks at me, then he looks at Van, he looks at me, he looks at Van, and he says, damn, you must be pretty important to have a colonel driving you.
Damn.
Then he says, well, how about it, Colonel? How fast do you think you were going? And I said, 50-ish. And he says, ish.
Plenty of days.
Really is.
So that was like October. I actually turned 50 the next month. And the guy, Van, that was sitting next to me, sent me a birthday card, and it said 50 on the outside. You opened it and it said ish.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Damn.
Must be pretty important.
That would sound like something he heard his father use.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
One-ish.
Anything else his father would use? Any other particular memories of Uncle Dick? That a great picture.
Yeah.
He cried a lot.
He
I
cried
don't
a
know
lot.
why. I didn't hit him very hard.
So you and Dick had a natural rivalry, and I think Bob and Ned.
Oh, Bob and Ned did.
Yeah.
Ned caused most of it, though.
He was an instigator.
Oh, yeah.
Love the story of him having
The silverware?
the Jimmy legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the age
Yeah.
difference between the brothers? I know there
6
was a big.
between Dick and Don.
Yeah.
I think they were,
How much older was Bob than you?
I think it was 13 between Dick and Bob.
Yeah.
And your dad was 30.
and I was in between then.
Yeah. How much between you and Bob?
What year was your dad born?
28.
I think it was
So 13
5
was
years.
dad, so it's 15 years.
15.
Wow.
Would 5 years be close?
And Bob was when?
You and Bob?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
What year were you born? 21?
23.
23.
When was your dad born?
13.
So that
He'd
was
be 101 now.
20. So it was 10 years. 10 years between you and Dad.
Yeah, between me and Ned.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
And how many years between you and Bob?
He said 5-ish.
I think about
So Ned was 5 years older than Bob, which is about right because when Ned was at the academy, Bob was in high school, right?
That's a lot. That's a wide range.
It really is. Big spread. 5, 5, 5.
they were mostly 5.
Yeah, 5, 5, 5, 6.
So like 20 years between Dick and Ned. When was Dick born?
No, 28. So 15.
15. Okay.
And the amazing
So he was 5 years between Dad and
I
Dick.
think Ned and Bob must have been closer because
Yeah.
Bob was
They were.
38 out of Penn and Ned was
Dick and
35
Yeah,
out of
so it was a baby.
They were
and then
3
3
years.
years later.
So,
So-
Then
So
5.
Bob was like 16. He was born at
Dick
16.
and I were closest too.
Yeah, you were 3 years. So there was 3 years between Bob and Ned, and 3 years between Dad and then
That
5
was-
years between.
That was 28. And
Yeah,
your
he was
dad
23. No,
so
that's 5. So 5, 3, and 5. Yeah, that's 13. That was 28, and your dad was 13.
Mhm.
So it's 15 years. So
15 top to bottom.
5, 10 between Dad and Ned, and it was 3 years. So 16. So there was like 7 years between Bob and Dad. Yeah, 7 years. So
That's a lot.
that's why Dick and Dad were so close. They were youngsters when the other guys were
On their
in
way.
high school.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
5 years, when you're 15 and 10, that's a big
Yeah,
difference.
sure.
What was
10
that?
and 5. Like if you're 15 years old and Dick's 10, that's, you're not running with the same kids.
No.
You guys were never running with the same kids.
Is that why he cried a lot?
Yeah, I cried a lot.
Well, when your dad would come into the room, if somebody was playing around, you guys were horsing around, and there was some correction to be given, what would he do?
He'd whack everybody in the room and said, now that takes care of it.
Right.
Everybody.
Next question.
I know I got the right one.
Yeah, I know he got the right one.
Well, how about you, Dan? Between you,
18 years, me and Kate.
18?
Yeah.
And then how about you and Matt?
6.
And your mom was how old when you were born?
45. 45 or 46.
You were away some of that time, weren't you?
What? Well, I was away?
Yeah.
Not when Daniel was born.
Sure, you were probably at the military academy by then.
No.
When were you born?
65.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you were just sorry.
I'm 10 years old.
10 years old at 65.
Yeah.
Well,
And smarter than most guys that were there.
The prof.
The Professorial.
Did you give me that name?
What was that?
The prof? Professor?
I think I did.
yeah,
I think you did. You were the only uncle that called me that.
Yeah, professorial.
It's a classic, isn't it?
who's now super lawyer.
Hmm.
The number 3 man, right? Number 3 man, number 2 man in your outfit. Doesn't like to brag. But yeah, it's kind of like that. Dan, what are you doing these days?
I'm hanging out at the cousin's house.
Yeah?
At Drexel Hill.
What are you doing for a profession?
Profession, I'm
Professionally.
working with Australians that build mobile apps. Bringing
Okay.
mobile apps to the American market.
Wow. Or do you think the Australians are naturally craftier than the Americans? What's the story there?
No, it's just they don't know America, so they need an American to bring them
Oh.
to America.
To
So I
help.
got that going for me.
You're like a technical liaison.
Yeah,
He's connecting them.
I connected them all up.
Yeah.
You have to know the ins and outs that they don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
American market, you know.
Well,
Got to know the territory.
send it.
Yeah.
Right, Dan?
What?
Got to know the territory.
Got to know the territory. Yeah.
You run into many Australians when you were in the war? Were they allies? Were they working with
They
us?
were allies, but I never ran across them.
But they loved your aircraft down under.
They sure did.
That PBY saved a lot of people and
you
did a
go
lot of
down
work.
there, Doug, to Australia?
No, it didn't get all the way down there, but I was in the Pacific.
But the North Atlantic was your major theater of operations.
I can't say that was the main. They were both the main when we were there. Each operation was unto itself. A group, you know.
But you would take off from Salem, Massachusetts, and go to Greenland
Greenland
and Iceland,
and Iceland. Yeah.
hunting the Nazi U-boats.
We saw plenty of water.
Yeah, lots of water in between there.
Lots of water.
All the time on station.
And the weather was a bigger threat than the enemy then, I think.
Well, it was cold.
Was there a naval base to land up in Iceland and
Yes.
Greenland?
Argentina.
How about Greenland? What was the base there? Do you remember?
That was part of it too.
Okay.
Not much liberty up there, huh?
Not much liberty. And it wasn't worthwhile.
They probably had a club that you could have a cocktail.
Oh yeah.
A couple of those, I'm sure.
Always have that. Yeah.
Your dad, Daniel, was a big hit for allowing them to soak the beer. They weren't allowed to keep the beer on the aircraft, so he let them soak it off the pontoon into the water and keep it cool. Right? Wasn't that the story, Dad?
Sometimes we did a lot of things nobody knew about.
When
Did you ever come close to my dad in your World War II travels? Were you guys ever in the same theater at the same time?
Not in the same theater.
But Ned he wanted you to join his squadron. What was your response?
Put me in his squadron.
Uh-huh. But what happened?
I objected. And it didn't make any difference. I was there.
Uh,
Here's where you belong.
I thought you said you didn't want to have any part of it because he was going to make an example out of you
All the time.
to prove reverse nepotism
All the time.
exists. There's not any favorites here. You would get all the worst jobs of all the worst jobs. Well, we want to thank you for gathering here.
Andy's doing the interview.
Any final words for the?
Pearls of wisdom.
Not really. Just keep your airspeed up.
Yeah, keep the airspeed up. Stay vertical. And we'll just say peace out, yo.
All right.
See ya.
If you keep your airspeed up, you're gonna not going to any trouble.
Okay. And there you have it from the Navy pilot.